What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. My name is Smooth Operative, and you are watching Time Capsule. It is the show where we travel back in time to your favorite years in gaming and showcase awesome speedruns of games released in the same year. Tonight, we are taking a look at two titans from 2011 with Portal 2 and later Deus Ex Human Revolution. But before we begin, let's talk about what's on the GDQ agenda for June. First up, Sonic and the Sidekicks is coming up June 1st and 2nd. You can use the command !Sonic to take a look at the schedule now. Our annual Juneteenth celebration is also coming up June 22nd and 23rd. The games list is complete, and you can use the command !Juneteenth in Twitch chat to check out the schedule for that. And if you are a Hotfix fan, do not forget to join the official GDQ Discord and add the new Hotfix role, where you can keep tabs on upcoming events, talk with staff and showrunners, and more. You can use the command !Discord for more information on that. With that done, friends, let's get the show started, shall we? Here to speedrun Portal 2, please welcome Madden.
Hello. I'm Madden.
Hello.
I run the game since, I think, late 2019. And I'm joined by two awesome people, Big Daniel and Shazal.
Hey, I'm Big Daniel.
Hello, welcome. Daniel, Shazal, you want to introduce yourselves as well?
Yeah, hey everyone. I've been running Portal and Portal 2 for about 7 years at this point, so I'm really excited to commentate this run.
And who are
Let's
you?
go.
Let's assign a voice to a name.
I am Shazal.
Nice to meet you, Shazal. I'm Daniel. I've been playing this game since it came out in 2011. Retired, but I still keep up with a lot of people from the community. So I'm the boomer perspective.
That's
Correct.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thank you all so much for being here.
Yeah. All right. So the timer should start when we gain control of the character. So we'll try to count it
Good
down.
morning. You have been in suspension for 50
3,
days. In compliance with state and federal
2,
regulations, all
1.
testing candidates in the Aperture Science Extended
Go.
Relaxation Center must be revived periodically for
Good luck.
mandatory physical and mental wellness.
So starting
exercise.
off, the movement in this
You will hear
game
a
is
buzzer. When you
mainly
hear the
bunny
buzzer,
hopping. This
look
is
up
really
at the ceiling.
common around
Good. You will hear a
Val
buzzer.
games, source
When you hear the
games.
buzzer, look down at the floor.
Listening to the announcer.
This completes the gymnastic portion of your mandatory physical.
The announcer's having him do a couple of like very
There is a
simple but
framed painting
scripted
on the wall.
things
Please
to
go
introduce
stand
the
in front of
game.
it.
Yeah, it's like Simon
This
says right
is
now.
art. You will hear a
He's
buzzer.
looking at a
When you
painting.
hear the buzzer, stare at the art.
But yeah, we'll have a good amount of time to just talk about some things, basics of the run, because this whole sequence, this opening cutscene of the game lasts about 5-6 minutes. So we're pretty much just waiting around until we get to the first chamber.
Yeah, so in the meantime, we can explain a few things. One of which is
Now, please return
that
to
at
your
the end of every level, the game really wants you to hear the dialogue. So it will have checks through the elevator shaft
Good morning.
to check
You
when the
have been
dialogue is done
suspended
talking.
for
So
99999.
if you've heard the bus analogy, it's basically this. If we enter the elevator in a time where the dialogue is still playing and we just pass a checkpoint, you have to wait until the next checkpoint until the level fades out. Therefore, you lose time. So if you see me waiting before any elevator, that's why. So I'm entering the elevator essentially to time this up. The level fades out as soon as possible.
Yeah, so we're going to be checking the chat to make sure that nobody yells at Madden for staying at elevators.
Yeah, we can call him out. Another thing is that we're going to do something called a reportal eventually, which this is essentially the game's way of like making it so that you can't stand in your portals. So to do this, when you reshoot the portal you're standing in, you gain a little speed boost, and we can abuse this in several chambers.
Yeah, that's going to be a very, very powerful piece of tech, especially in a few specific maps, where we're going to see a particular variation of reportals. I'm not going to spoil because it's very awesome, but you'll see it when it happens. And yeah, it's probably one of the coolest pieces of tech in the entire game. It's simple, but it's very useful.
Please prepare for reactor core meltdown.
So here, Is getting us out of the facility. It's kind of scary.
It's very
It
scary.
is scary. Yeah.
I gotta watch out, Ian.
Out of nowhere.
Careful not to die on this this intro.
Oh yeah,
path,
man.
man. Dodge
Scary.
the obstacles.
Obstacle jump scare. And if you've watched any runs of this game in the last like handful of years, you won't even see this part of the run. So because everything here is a glorified cutscene, the moderator team was nice enough to just sort of make a unified save file that people can start from when you actually have more control over what you do in the game. So most speedruns you'll see will just start 5.5 or so minutes into the game, and they'll just sort of start right at it. But this is more cinematic, and we gotta give you the full experience.
Yeah, it'd
Correct.
be a bit rough.
You
if we had to sit through this every time.
however, if you do use the, there's a benefit from starting from the very start of the game. Actually, if you use the vault save, as we call it, your run gets nerfed. You lose a grand total of 1 second or so by using that save. So it's actually slower to do that, which is pretty funny.
That's wild.
So
Yeah,
if
you
ever,
had to make it so that you could account for a little bit of skill. If you didn't look at the painting quite fast enough.
Yeah. Just remember, if you ever lose a PB by a second, you know where you lost time.
You know who to blame.
It's here. We're about to enter the vault where we usually start runs. That's where the game will take off. Another thing I should
And
mention.
what
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Another thing I should mention is that in this game specifically, if you go over 300 velocity, like I think horizontally, then something called an airlock happens where your ability to turn in the air is like insanely impacted.
Hello. And again,
So you'll see me like slowing down on purpose on some turns and corners to preserve speed and manage that.
Yeah, you've got to do a lot of management of your speed. Whereas, if you've seen a Portal 1 speed run, they're trying to go as fast as they can because, they're jumping backwards and everything. You don't have as much freedom with speed in this game. You get locked up. So he's got to be kind of careful about it.
Social, economic, or structural collapse.
Playing basketball right now.
The portal will open and
I
emergency
almost got it,
testing will
actually.
begin in 3,
Oh.
2.
All right, here we go.
This is where we normally start.
Yeah. So normally if you were watching a Portal 2 speedrun, you'd see it start right about there when he's jumping out of that first portal.
In a dire emergency. You have just passed through an aperture
And you'll see him
Okay.
stopping there. And that's a great example of what he was talking about earlier, of waiting for dialogue so that this elevator ride actually ends up being faster
If you
in
feel
that
liquid
time.
running
Yeah,
down
there
your
would be a
neck,
lot
Yeah.
of waiting.
relax. Lie on your back.
Dialogue rules all in the speedrun of this game. Legitimately, if Madden just plays his cards right and he gets certain dialogue skips and enters the elevator at the correct time, he will save well over a minute.
That's a neat little
Good.
way to get the
Yeah,
keys
what-
on the button faster. You can just throw it over the glass. Shout out Stricky Toss.
Is unsupervised.
Yeah, that's a trick we've known about since the start of the game, but that consistent lineup there is only relatively new. You used to just sort of, from back where you enter the portal, you used to just sort of chuck it and hope for the best. But we have a slightly slower but still faster than intended way to do it now.
Here I'm going to go for a dialogue skip that's kind of hard, so I'll
Focus in. Yeah, while he focuses, this map in the challenge mode individual level portion of the game is sort of where Madden made a name for himself in the start by
I got
giving
it.
him time to hear the dialogue. Yep, there we
Wow.
go. Good jump.
That's really awesome.
That's
That's
huge.
one of
Yeah.
like the hardest tricks in the whole run, I swear. And he just got it flawlessly.
But he made his name sort of in the early days of him playing this game by doing the individual level for this map, and he's held the world record. It's one of the tightest maps in the game in terms of world record, so very impressive.
Absolutely.
In the face of almost certain death. Smooth
Here you can
jazz
just
before
portal under there
three,
and keep on the button.
1.
We don't look back.
You have trapped
That
yourself.
was-
Here he like purposely activates like an anti-soft lock mechanism where he just clips the cube into that ending room there because prop collision. When props are nearby portals, their collision is just very janky, so he can just clip the cube to the door, and then the game's like, oh wait, Madden's stuck in the chamber, so it just automatically opens the ending door.
Yep.
And that's faster than just solving the puzzle.
And you can do that without.
That's clever.
You can do it without clipping, but because we clip, it's much faster.
Well done.
That's also a neat little trick there, where you grab the cube as soon as it goes through your portal.
All Aperture Science personality constructs will remain functional.
Like you portal under the cube, it goes through, you portal in front of you and grab it as it's falling. That's essentially what's happening there.
Yeah. And so,
Is it tough to time
Not
out?
really. The grabbing in this game is pretty lenient.
To movement through
Yeah.
You'll
It's a
see
little
it in
awkward
the
at
way later
first.
chamber. We'll
Yeah.
see it again there.
You'll see it there again too. He did sort of the same thing there, where he portals under that cube, waits for it to fall through the portal, and then shoots again and grabs it.
I
I'll let
just
Shazal explain what just happened.
Yeah, so right there at the ending part of that chamber there, you'll notice you just walked on the button briefly and it stayed stuck. That's something called a button glitch, which is useful in a couple parts of the game.
Okay,
Where
these-
basically,
Sorry.
okay, we can just explain the next
Yeah,
one. But if you
these
walk
next two
into a
are
button
rapid
really fast,
fire.
then, yeah, the chapter one's really fast. But button glitches, if you stand on the button for like one tick, Portal 2 runs to 60 ticks per second, and then go off the next tick, the button will stay stuck. What happened there? Okay, you know what? Actually, let's have Toast happen
We'll
first, and then
We'll take a moment.
Yeah, let this finish, and then we'll talk through what
See
happened.
if I get this. This is probably one of the hardest routes. Like right here.
Is that good?
light
I'm
work.
insane.
Woo! He is insane.
Wow.
First
So-
try.
Nice.
So let's go back to that other map real quick. And if you've ever played the game before, there's a very long cutscene that he just skipped. This cutscene wasn't skippable for the longest time, for years and years and years. It was a long cutscene that we had to endure for the speedrun. A few years back, we found that there was just the tiniest little gap in the mesh of the door that would normally block you off, and because there's a portable wall behind the door, if you line up so precisely, you're able to actually get a portal through the door mesh itself. So we abuse sensitivity binds in the game to line up that incredibly precise shot by setting a bunch of pretty specific binds for mapping sensitivity, and then we sort of line ourselves up with that.
Yeah. And
then-
since we have the portal again at the end, we can set up for essentially a reportal into a wrong war, kind of.
Yeah. And so you normally have to give up the portal gun at the end there.
Power up initiated.
Okay, don't panic. All right, stop panicking.
But or sorry, you don't have to give up the portal gun. You have to give up your use of it because you have to hold Wheatley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And shooting through that door completely skips having to grab Wheatley when he's supposed to drop down from the management rail and all that cutscene stuff.
Also, that wrong warp, it was thought for a long time to be TAS only, until like a few months ago where people started doing it.
Yeah, which is pretty insane.
Also, what you're seeing
then
right now is like, back there in the pod, there's an invisible wall, and to get over it, we pause abuse, which is allowed in this category. We pause abuse combined with the jump to get over the wall. Normally, without the pause, it's like you have to get not lucky, but the timing is awful. And once we're over the wall, we grab a clipboard and set up in a way so that when we enter this cutscene, our camera's still here, but our player model is on the incinerator door, which GLaDOS will drop us through once the cutscene is over. So if we find a way to get our player to fall through the incinerator as this door opens, like how we do just now, hopefully, yep,
Yes.
like that, we're technically still in the cutscene state. So from here on out, I will not take any damage. You are invincible throughout the entire run.
He's not kidding, by the way. He's
Yeah.
literally invincible.
And it does some weird stuff to the game as well. Like you'll notice that the model for the portal gun never really returns.
Well, that's because of the toast skip earlier. But yeah, we lost the portal gun. We'll pick up another one here, but it won't do anything.
Yeah, it'll still be gone, but it'll get the orange portal.
Yeah. Here I'm going around the trigger.
Once you find it, we can start.
This is another map where dialogue is very important. He's gonna want to get through this as fast as possible to try and skip some dialogue. He barely missed it, but I think a 4-second loss, still really good.
Yeah, that's fine.
But the important thing is you're back.
Yep. And I think it's important to note with the wrong warp, this is going to come more into play later in the game. but the way we defined out of bounds, you'll notice that this is an inbounds run. The way we defined out of bounds in Valve games is very strict. And so anytime you see something in this game and you go, are you sure that's in bounds? We assure you it is. Being outside of sort of the intended player area is not the same as being out of bounds in a source game.
Pace yourself, though. We have a lot of tests to do.
Nice. Right.
Okay,
You can
so-
skip that entire chamber with the flames.
Yeah, so chapter 2 introduces lasers, and now you're going to proceed to see Madden just like barely ever use the
next
lasers in this
test
chapter.
involves discouragement redirection cubes. I just
These are like
finished
wands.
building
Going
them
against
before
all the
you had
rules.
your- Well done.
That's an oversight. You can
Come
just
the
shoot up
test
here.
results.
Like,
You are a
the
horrible
devs put
Yeah.
walls there.
That's what it says. A horrible person.
Would have been
We
best to
wouldn't
not
even test you
have
for
any.
that.
Yeah. They sort of assume, I think correctly in most places, that in these early chambers, players are not going to be galaxy braining their way through a lot of these puzzles, and they'll be
Science has now
in good
validated
faith
your
interacting with the
proof.
puzzle mechanics.
Congratulations.
But of course,
On the
we
test.
have no faith.
Most people emerge from suspension terribly undernourished.
Pretty cool
That-
trick on
I want
that
to
chamber
congratulate you
too,
on
where
beating the
that's a
odds and
glitch called the
somehow
laser
managing to
switch
pack
glitch,
on a few
where
pounds.
like if you have one laser receptacle activated and switch your portals such that you activate the other one by replacing it for a very brief amount of time, both are activated. So you actually saw him solve the puzzle twice, and that was to play the dialogue as soon as possible, so that he didn't have to wait as long at the end of the map.
Whatever it is you do when you're not
And
destroying,
And
here's the
here's-
use of reportaling.
destroying this facility.
Quick reload.
So hard.
I'll give you
There we
credit.
go.
Nice.
I guess you
So that was the
listened to me.
mechanic that
But for the
Shazal talked
record,
about
you don't have
earlier,
to go
where
that slowly.
replacing the portal as you go through it onto another wall will allow you to gain a bunch of extra speed. The reason they put this in the game was to sort of prevent people from sitting inside of portals and constantly shooting a new portal. It was something people have used a lot in the first Portal game. So that was the remediation, is just to sort of give you a push out of the portal.
That still worked.
Oh.
I didn't mean to throw
Oh,
that.
wow.
Did you see that?
Here he's trying
Normally-
to start dialogue early by throwing that camera over, and
That
it
camera
went out.
Can be really mean, so I'm surprised that we're.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible.
What the heck?
I thought that was
And you saw him
interesting.
put the cube under himself and jump off of it to sort of get
Let's
back
see
to the
what
other
the
side
next
quicker.
test is.
Yeah.
That's something we didn't do in
Advanced
full game
area
runs for a very
faceplates.
long time because it's a
Well,
little bit
have fun
tricky.
soaring through the air without a care in the world.
Also, back
I'll have to
then,
go to the
the
windows
run
made
was single
entirely of
segment,
glass
so
and
there were
pick
no
up
saves.
Yes.
2 acres of broken glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
Prior-
not load quick saves at all.
Yeah, prior to 2019, basically, this main category run that we now call inbounds
Oh,
used to be
sorry.
single segment,
I'm
so you
still
weren't allowed to
cleaning out
save
the
and
test
reload.
chambers, so sometimes there's still trash.
Yeah,
in them.
we did a little
Standing around,
shortcut here
smelling
where we
and being
portal
useless. Try to avoid the
up top
garbage
over
hurtling
there.
towards you.
and just strafe around the corner to skip some.
Remember before when I was talking about
And
smelly
a
garbage
mechanic that
standing around
Madden
being
used on the other
useless?
map with the laser
That was
switch
a
glitch, and
metaphor.
also
I was
here,
actually
is
talking
that
about
if
you.
you activate
And
something
I'm
like a
sorry.
button
You
or
didn't
an
react
intended
at the
switch to
time,
open
so
a
I was
door,
worried
and you
you'd send it
shove
right
your
over
player
your
up
head,
against that
which would
door,
have made this
even though it
apology seem
wouldn't
insane.
normally open long
That's
enough for
why
you to
I
get
had to call you
through,
garbage a
because
second
it just
time
got
just
activated
now.
temporarily. The game doesn't want to kill you in
Then
these
you know that
doors,
people with
so it
guilty
sort of
consciences are more
forces
easily
itself
startled
open
by
if
loud
the player's
noises.
pushed up against it as to not kill you.
Yep.
Here,
And a very cool strat here.
Anyway, just an interesting science
Yep.
fact. Every
Ooh.
test
Yes,
chamber
so
is equipped
that
with an
strat is
amplification
the super
grill and its
reportal
exit, so
strat,
that test
and
subjects
at a
do
very
not smell
weird
the test
angle,
Something
object
you can
cool.
sort of
inside the
stick
test area.
yourself.
This one is
There you
broken.
go. Good job.
You can do that.
You can stick yourself inside of a portal, and if you shoot a bunch of portals while you're stuck, you just sort of compound that reportal effect we talked about earlier. So he shot, I think, 5 portals in a row, and that gives him enough speed to fling himself towards the end of
This
the
next
map. And
test
we'll see that
involves
happen.
here you can just shoot
emancipation.
under the level.
Remember, I told you
Yeah,
about
the skip whole chamber thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Don't have
It was
one.
weird how late that was found. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
What, do you
Well, because
remember
eventually the sort of animation will put those panels into place, and I guess people didn't think that the animation was tied to the hitbox, but it was.
Oh, yeah, so this is like arguably the hardest trick in the entire run. He strafes to get on this metal plate, and he's going to jump off a very, very small part of this window.
There.
He nails it, and then he's going to do a couple reportals to quickly grab this cube and solve the puzzle. That one's really hard. Can't fault him for missing it.
There he goes. Hits it the
I'll
second
take
time.
it.
Grabs the
There he
cube.
goes.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really, really good.
That only
I
saves
can't
6
stress
seconds,
enough
by
how
the
hard
way.
that is.
Yeah.
The entire round for how hard it is.
Yeah.
Crazy
Swag
stuff you do in this
strats.
game to save like 5 seconds.
Yeah, and this ceiling skip was something that wasn't even done in full game runs for the longest time, and it's actually a relatively new find in the game as a
Enjoy
whole.
this next test.
You normally have
I'm
to
going
sort
to
of,
go to the
you know,
surface.
jump up into
It's a
the top of the
beautiful
ceiling
day
a couple times while
Yesterday I saw
GLaDOS
a
taunts
deer.
you before she
If you
lowers the
solve
ceiling
this
for
next
you.
test,
And so
maybe
that
I'll
actually
let you
skips that
ride an
entire
elevator all the
section of
way
the
up
map,
to
and we
the
save a ton of
secret
time
room.
with it.
And I'll tell you about the time I
Yeah, that's
saw a
another
deer
example of
again.
how like allowing quick save in this game has really, really pushed just like the strat meta in this game and what people don't consider to be risky anymore.
You passed the test.
What you just
And
saw
this
was
map
a
re-
crazy
See the deer
flame.
today. I
Yeah,
did
this
see
map
some humans.
Ricochet is it has an achievement in the game
Need.
to beat the map in under 60 seconds. And so this was one of the earliest maps that people really started trying to develop theories for. And it's such a wide open map with so many different moving
These
pieces
ridges are made from
that
natural
over
light
time there's
that
been a
I
lot
pump
of
in
really
from the
cool route
surface.
development.
If you rubbed your cheek on one,
Yeah,
it would
thankfully
be
I think
like
Madden just
standing
barely
outside
got the
with
achievement
sun
there.
shining on your face. It would also
I'm
set
lucky,
you
margin,
on
slim
fire,
margin.
So don't actually do it.
We abuse the same
Don't actually do
we
it.
abuse the same thing that we did earlier in the game with
Wow.
collision and everything being weird near portals to phase the cube through the
You're a
glass.
predator.
Sometimes it can
Tests
fall
are your
off of the
prey.
button or go a little
Speaking
too
of
far
which,
or a
I
little
was
too
researching
short.
sharks
So every
for
once in a
upcoming
while you'll have to
tests.
do some reloading
Do you
there
know
and get
Momentum's
unlucky.
really
dangerous people
weird.
who are only trying to help
Yeah.
them?
That
Did
that
you guess
strat is just
sharks?
kind of stinky.
Because that's
No one
wrong.
likes
The
it.
correct
Sometimes
answer
if
is
you
nobody.
activate it for a
Nobody but
second and
you
get
is
to the
that
end,
pointlessly cruel.
and then the cube falls off, you still get the dialogue, so it won't lose any time.
Good
But I
news.
couldn't get it
I
there.
figured out what to do with
Yeah.
all the money I
And this
saved
map
recycling your
is
one
something
room
that's
full of
developed
air.
a ton over
When
time.
you
So
die,
watch
I'm
closely
going to
here.
laminate your skeleton and pose
You're
you
gonna
in the
see
lobby.
Madden
That
jump
way
through this
future
door.
generations can learn
That
from
door
you
you're not
how
supposed to
not
jump
have
through
your
it. It's supposed to
unfortunate
spaz
days
out and
well
close,
done.
so you have to do
In
this
fact, you did
cutscene.
so
And we're
well,
fast
I'm
enough
going
to
note
actually
this on
jump
your
through the
file.
door before it
In the
closes.
commendation
This was not something that
section.
was consistent for a very
There's
long
lots
time.
of room
And without,
here.
being able to save and
Did
reload,
well.
a lot of the early
Enough.
runs don't skip that door.
Perfect.
And then you saw after he used
This next
reportals
test
again to fling
involves
himself over the
torrents.
gap
You
and grab the
remember
cube
them, right?
in a pretty
They're
cool
the big
motion that
spherical things that
wasn't
are full of
common to see
bullets.
back in the
Oh,
day.
wait.
Yeah,
That's
reportals
Such an
At
awesome
least not in full
chamber.
game.
Our friends.
Good luck.
Absolutely.
Here,
This is
we don't
just
have to
fast
worry about the
movement.
turrets. Either way, because you go
Yeah.
fast and because we're invincible.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just a lot of fast moving, fast shooting.
Yeah, so far I don't think we've done anything that directly takes advantage of us being invincible. But
The map after
there'll be a
this
chamber
one,
later.
for
Yep.
sure.
There'll be a chamber later that we two in a row I think that we abuse the fact that we're invincible.
Yep, that's right. By the way, this is like the most normal map you've seen in about 15 minutes. It just solves the puzzle.
You know how I'm
Yeah.
going to live forever.
You have to drop
And you'll
that
see how
cube
he kinda-
fast.
60 years.
Yeah, he just
Well,
chucks
I've
that
been working
cube
on a
before
belated
actually lining it
birthday
up
present
because
for
if you hit all the
Well,
lasers, even if only
more
for a
of
second, you
belated
start the
birthday
dialogue.
medical
So he just
procedure.
chucks that to the
Well,
side to activate all of them
technically,
before lining it
it's a
up
medical
carefully
experiment.
so that the
What's
dialogue's a little
important is
quicker.
it's a present.
I mean, the dialogue's good, but we gotta get it
That
going.
jumpsuit you're wearing looks stupid.
Yes.
That's not me talking.
All right.
Here, you're just gonna
Right here in your file.
blatantly see me
On
getting
other
shot.
people, it looks
It's
fine.
not
Then right here, a scientist.
You're just gonna say hello to these turrets up here
What up?
and yank the cube from them.
Well, what does
See ya.
a
Yep.
neck-bearded old engineer
This is the
know
first time we
about
really
fashion?
take advantage of the
He
fact that we're
I'm going through
invincible
the
from
list of
that
test
skip at
subjects
the
in
beginning of the
cryogenic
game.
storage. I
And we're gonna do
managed
the
to
same
find
thing
two
on the
with
next
your
level
last
as well.
name.
You're gonna see him just
A man and a woman.
blatantly disregard
So that's
turrets.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's a small world.
Normally, you have to
I
like
have a
burn all the
surprise
turrets,
waiting for
but
you after this next test. Telling
Yeah,
you
normally
it's
you sit on a
always
laser,
surprise.
you don't
use the
bite.
laser to kill all of them.
It
But he
involves
doesn't
meeting
care.
two people
Yep,
you
we'll just pay him a
haven't
visit.
seen in a long time.
Well, I guess we still burn. We gotta get this cube to line up.
But not
these
all
three are
of them.
fine.
Some of them get to, that
Okay,
one
those
gets
two
to
are
live.
fine.
Pacifist route.
All right, the next map is going to get a little
This is
crazy.
another normal map. Rare.
this is a map that has so much wrong with it.
It says this
Yeah.
next test was designed by one
It
of
has a very
Archer's
long
Nobel
cutscene at the
Prize
end of
winners.
the map
It
that
doesn't
we.
say what
Oh
the
wait,
prize
no, hold
was
on.
for.
I think
Yeah, it's the one
All
after
I
this
know
one, but
was
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
it's coming up.
immune to
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
neurotoxin.
Can you tell I'm a bit of a boomer and I don't remember my order?
I bet you.
That's why I'm here, Daniel.
Hey, Grandpa.
That's why
I didn't.
Chazelle's
In
here.
fact, we're headed to your surprise right
Keep
now.
me honest.
After all these
Well, I'm
years,
wondering now,
I'm getting
actually,
choked
because
up just
Madden,
thinking
you are the
about it.
newest runner of the bunch. What was your experience like joining the community? Were the vets pretty nice to you? What happened?
Yeah,
like
it
to
was,
think
it
they
was
were.
Getting surprised
more
in
like,
3,
well, I didn't talk much when I first
1.
joined. So I was like,
I made
Right.
it all
I
up.
don't know if intimidated is the right word, but it was
Scoping it
cool
out.
because it was like, it had all these people you look up
Oh,
to or
come
something.
on. If
Or
it
that you
makes
see
you
from
feel
others.
any
'Cause
better,
I got
they
into this game
abandoned
because
you
of,
at birth. So I very seriously
GDQ.
doubt they'd even want to see you.
Awesome. And who was running that?
Yes, a while back.
Nice.
Also, this probably looks insane.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
may be like, what the heck just happened there? But also, he's about to do another crazy skip back to back.
Ideally.
If you just line up really precisely here and pray, you sometimes click through the
yeah.
elevator.
Second
This was something
try's
that wasn't
really good.
consistent for the longest time, but this is one of the only elevators in the game where you have to essentially do a
Well,
cutscene
you
while in
know
the
the old
elevator.
formula.
So clipping through that one
Comedy
is
equals
very
tragedy
advantageous.
plus time.
Yeah, so
And
let's
you have
rewind
been
a
asleep
little
for
bit
while.
back to the strat he
So I
did in
guess
the
it's
main room.
actually
You can
pretty
shoot
funny
into
when
like
you
that
go.
observatory room on the left just because there's a part of that like beam that he shot through that just straight up does not have collision. So we can just shoot through there. And then he placed his portals in very specific ways to get himself stuck. And then when he did, the game was like, well, we don't want Madden to be stuck. So it just clipped them to basically the closest nearby room, which just happened to be the end of the chamber. And that's actually one of the main time saves of being invincible, because normally when you teleport into that chamber, you just straight up die most of the time.
Yep, you have two options. You can do what Madden did there and you die, or you can clip yourself out of bounds and then get back in bounds. But obviously, we can't get out of bounds in an inbounds run. So the fact that you can't die is really essential there.
Yep.
And we just saw him do another laser switch glitch up against that door where he just spammed his mouse and hit enough of the lasers to open.
He's
gonna do another cool skip here.
With tragic consequences.
There are
What's
3
going on? Who
receptacles,
turned off
1
the
laser.
lights?
Yep. So he portaled himself over here and just sort of sat in the portal instead of falling down like you're supposed to. So he gets to jump out a little early.
You're not supposed to be in there. Normally you have to wait for a bridge to
We are escaping. All
show up.
You know we're escaping. So you're doing great.
And
Just you have to get.
Quick word about the
this is the
plans.
escape sequence of the game. The first one, I should say. But it's a very enjoyable part of the run, in my opinion, because you really get to see Portal 2's movement take the focus for these next few maps.
Hopefully
Not as
it's
many goofy saves and more just, trying to run and be as quick as possible through things. A lot of the individual level times for these maps are super dependent on being really good with your movement and really efficient with your movement.
That jump right there has a really big invisible wall. You're probably thinking like, why can't I just go in a straight line there? But I have to go around. Annoying.
That's way harder than it looks.
It is annoying.
It's very awkward.
Yeah.
We're about to enter a map that's just nothing but running and jumping. And this map, we do a little... He'll do it at the start here, but we skip a cutscene where Wheatley will turn on a flashlight for you, and sort of in an effort to level the playing field of people with different monitors and such with different brightness settings. We allow for runners to use a command that kind of just adds ambient brightness to maps that would otherwise be dark.
Yeah.
So if you want to toggle full bright real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just want to show them how it normally looks,
this is
Yeah.
you're
normal-
hopping through
normal
this.
bright.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so some people have monitors that will let them, just blast it with brightness, and in order to just avoid people, doing hardware trickery, we just decided to level the playing field with that. So you'll see he skipped that at the start by jumping onto the railing, and he's just going to be running as fast as he can through this map to avoid some weird cycles with panels.
Yeah. Normally, you have to use Wheatley's flashlight to like sort of navigate through these rooms.
Dark maze.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, you're way too fast for him
Good.
anyway.
Yeah.
Great. And they're right.
So coming up, we're going to see another example, sort of at the midway point of this next map, of that same shooting through the door exploit that we used earlier.
Yeah.
So it'll be a little easier to catch this time.
Yeah, because Madam Washi had to take some time to line it up.
Yeah, this shot can be more annoying than the other one because there's no V-snap. It's all manual. Not changing.
So before on the other map, you manipulate your sensitivity from the start of the level so that you have a known fixed position, and that makes it super easy to hit the incredibly precise shot. Here, he's sort of got to wing the lineup a little bit more in an effort to be fast. You can get super specific with coordinates, but
See that scanner out there, right? It's deciding which
A one tap.
wow.
That's crazy.
whoa,
That's actually
I
crazy.
can't even get that normally.
yeah,
That
that's
was wicked fast.
Doesn't
Nice
happen too
job.
often.
Let's go.
that's impressive.
Yeah, by the way, normally you're supposed to like sabotage GLaDOS by replacing her turrets with defective turrets when you like face off with her in like the next couple maps.
Yeah.
Madden kind of just doesn't do that, so I guess he's gonna lose in the next couple maps, and that's just kind of it.
Spoilers.
Oh no.
GG's.
It's okay, we're in
No
this.
spoilers.
So let's go and take care of that neurotoxin generator as well.
Oh wait, you're so true. You are invincible.
Yeah.
What am I talking about? GLaDOS has no chance.
Who's the boomer now, Chazelle?
Oh no.
The tables
This
have
is the
turned.
neurotoxin generator. Bit bigger than
This
I
is a
Next
really
time,
cool
bro.
map.
just, push it over.
This is one of the only maps that's hard locked to a cycle for the most part. There was very recently there was a new sort of route discovered where we can kind of circumvent the cycles, kind of, but it's still very cycle based because you have to cut these tubes in order to open the door to Madden's right.
Yeah, these surfaces are the only moving surfaces in the game. They're on like a set speed, so it's... Oh yeah, this chair is like also one of the few chairs you can pick up in the game, so it's tradition to just send
Yep.
it.
Warning.
Bucket
Oh
into
my
the
goodness.
abyss.
Bye.
Bring it this.
Oh, he got onto the light
That
fixture.
doesn't do anything, it's just cool.
It's a good omen.
Extra swag points for that.
All right.
We skip a cutscene
So-
there. I should have let that play. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, there's
I didn't
It's
even know we
30
were allowed to
seconds.
skip it now.
yeah, it's legal in this realm. We use a
apologize.
big plugin for this game called SAR, which basically it does everything. It could save World Hunger if it wanted to, but it allows you to skip. There's two main like cutscene maps in this game. That was Two Bride. You kind of just like
Yeah.
it's like a scenery map where Wheatley's talking to you, talking about how we're gonna stop GLaDOS and stuff. And then there's the map after this one, which is the start of Chapter 6. Those two maps, legit, like what you press on your keyboard or your mouse does not impact the final time. So it was agreed upon, I think a couple years ago at this point, that it would be fine for us to skip those maps
Yeah.
in the run.
Yeah.
It still adds time to the timer, but we just don't.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
And I wanna address something I saw pop up in chat where it's discussion about those moving portal surfaces. The game normally doesn't let you shoot onto moving surfaces. There's a command that allows you to get around that. And it causes all sorts of very, very weird things to happen when you get near the portals. So outside of the neurotoxin room, where you, in theory, can't enter the portals, it's not used intentionally anywhere else in the game. Part of what we do in the challenge mode for neurotoxin sabotage, that map we just finished, is we actually manage to climb using a chair. We managed to climb into one of those portals and abuse its weird mechanics to sort of fling ourselves at the end. So there's some very interesting lore behind that in the speedrun
Are you ready to
community.
start the procedure?
Shredded more
Yeah,
than you
Are
think.
you ready to start the procedure?
Yeah, it's not an engine limitation. It's something that Valve turns off for every map except neurotoxin sabotage because of how bad it messes with how things should work. Things
Yeah,
do not work as
exactly.
they should when you get near a moving portal.
I wouldn't be surprised if in 2 years we just add that skip to the full game run.
I
Just like something that's possible.
dread that.
Yeah, that would be awful. There are world record holders who have messed with the idea of doing that, and we don't like that.
That jump into the floor portal I did earlier was a way to press the button earlier. Normally, you're stopped by panels on the floor that push you back, but you can fling over them. And right now, you actually have to look at this cutscene. If you look away, nothing happens. Like, you just lose time. You're forced to watch. They really didn't want you to miss this.
I'm guilty of losing time in a race and not looking at that cutscene.
And we're about to hit another cutscene skip here where he's going to be jumping on top of this elevator that comes out of the ground. This elevator is also a little weird. You got to be kind of careful with it. You can get stuck inside the elevator. You can kind of bounce on it like he's doing right now. Yeah. But when the elevator starts to ride up as a part of the cutscene before Wheatley smashes you down, spoiler alert, you can actually jump off and thread the needle through the open area. So you're going to see him do that here. You're going to attempt the hole-in-one.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh, the whole rusher is
Okay.
It's a hole-in-one.
The going down there isn't hard, but doing it without hitting everything is called the hole-in-one. It saves like a second.
It's normally pretty easy to slap up against the side there and have to walk your way in after jumping off. But it's a good strafe there.
I'm so happy I
Yep.
did that.
Yeah, that's the biggest skip in the entire game, by the way. That elevator skip.
That's true.
And it's
Saves
really
like,
simple
what,
to
2
do.
minutes
It's
or
just the
something?
funny thing.
It's
saves like
definitely
2
not the
minutes or
hardest,
something.
but it definitely is the most impactful.
Yep.
Yeah, and somebody mentioned a Valve developer commentary talking about it being an engine limitation. I'm sure it is an engine limitation in the sense of it like working well. Like the engine is limited in how it works well because it doesn't. But you can do it.
This is kind of weird, but you can just stand up here.
Yep. He's just hanging out.
There's like a huge
No
invisible
further
box
comments.
around this like vault thing. Yeah.
It's weird. There's also
This next
you
map
can
is
sort of-
really cool, by the way. There's gonna be a lot
there's
going
a
on.
goop spot. You hear the sound.
Yeah,
I had to show
this
them
next
that.
map is one of the ones that's changed the most in the timeline of the game. There's been all sorts of new developments found on this map that have changed the route. This map is called Cave Johnson because there's a massive room that sort of pays homage to Cave Johnson, and we entirely skip it.
Yeah.
So you saw Madden jump off the side of the railing there to shoot a portal to allow himself to get to the top of this elevator, and then he's going to do a reportal in combination with what the game has called a scripted momentum. There are parts in the game where Valve requires that you have a certain amount of momentum to pass a puzzle, and so they essentially just if you're close enough to the speed that you need to be at, they give you the rest of it so you have a nice enjoyable scenic experience. And so we abuse that trigger there to fling us to the end of the map.
You're not part of the control group, by the way. You get the
We're about to get
Here's,
weird again.
Yeah. So that is something called a seam shot. Basically, and this is a very basic explanation. There are some spots between two walls that we call brushes, where if they meet in a specific way, you can just completely shoot through. And he ends up shooting about midway through the map after the first puzzle to get into that like midsection.
Yep.
And then he
You
did
saw-
another button glitch at the end to skip that final puzzle.
The old route was actually sticking the button at the start as well to be able to shoot up and grab a cube with you, and then there's a whole nother route from there. But we just skipped the
This is
button.
a big time save map that we've had over time. This is another map that in individual levels, Madden has held the world record for.
He's just that
Very
good.
nice.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say only two. I was just going to mention two of them, coincidentally. And we abuse another super reportal here where he sticks himself in the portal, shoots a bunch, and then gives himself a whole bunch of speed and bounces off that gel on the floor
Yeah,
and
the
get
gel
himself to the very
helps a
end.
lot with getting the speed.
Yep, it's just like a wall variation of what you saw all the way back in Chapter 2 with that, like, big fling room.
This is gonna be another view snap map combined with the seam shot.
Oh yeah, this one's gross.
This map kind
This is
of
another-
got butchered.
Yeah, it used to be like the coolest strat in the entire run, and then we're just like, oh, you could shoot through there. Well,
If there's time at the end, I can show it off if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That was one of the cooler strats in the
Yeah.
game.
It's about why not?
It was hard, but
Why is so
it
much
was
of our
really cool.
science dangerous?
Oh yeah, it was
Very
super hard.
safe science if you love it so much.
It's always a shame when those like really awesome tricks get overwritten by something sillier and faster,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Especially when it's as uninteresting to watch as the
Parking lot, car, goodbye.
as the what do you call it? I'm so tempted to always just call it cheats because that's what it feels like in my heart and my
The
soul.
boomer coming out
The
of
view
Daniel.
snap. The view snap. There we go. There you go.
There you go. We got
View
there.
snap, whereas I like to call it cheats. It's one of
Whoa,
those
man,
things
you
that
just you shot through the wall there.
Yeah.
What the heck? Yeah. So
I mean, no, I didn't.
it's sort of similar to like how the game helps you with scripted momentum, where if it's like if you're close enough, you'll get the speed. He actually abused something called a portal helper, where if you shoot a portal like close enough to where it's supposed to land, the game will just be like, "You got it, bro," and it'll place the portal for you. So
Yeah.
that
And
one
that
just
portal
happens to
helper-
extend through the wall.
yeah, it's so big that it goes
It's
through the
like
wall.
like a pity portal.
Yeah.
kind of.
Yes,
An
exactly.
accidental pity portal.
Just up ahead.
There
It was
we go.
actually found by like a let's play back in the day where somebody was frustrated by the puzzle and they were just shooting at the wall and then it just went through.
Wait, what?
Oh
I
my
did not know
goodness.
that. That is
Yeah.
awesome.
That's so funny.
With your help, we're gonna
At the start
We
of
just
this
saw-
level, you
Yeah.
notice that I shot
Hey,
like
listen up down there.
it's not a seam shot. The portal surface at the end of the level really is visible from the start, but it's just so hard to spot.
Yeah, if you squint really hard, you can see it.
Yeah.
And so he just shoots there and then abuses a
If you're
reportal and
interested
just
in an
skips the entire
additional
map.
$60,
And here we're going to see
flag down
another
at
instance of
Associate and let 'em know.
reportals, and he's going to super reportal his way to the end of the map if he gets it. I believe.
It's another finicky.
There you go.
Yeah, I got it.
In case you're interested,
That's
Yeah,
a
chapter 7 in general is
Ooh, awesome.
mentioned earlier. Again, all
Very
chapter 7 in
usable.
general is like super reportal the chapter. I hope you really like
is
them
really
because
true,
the next
actually.
map
This next
is
map
like the most extreme example.
can kill runs, basically.
Plus, we're scooping
But
out tumors.
This next
Frankie,
map
you
is
wanna be
another
paying us?
example of a map that's just evolved continuously throughout the history of the game. And this is by far the biggest evolution
Probably the
that he's about
most
to show off.
insane looking as well.
Thank you. I can't believe
Yeah,
I'm
it definitely looks
people.
really
For
goofy if you don't know
staggering
what's
your way
happening.
through Aperture Science's
And
proposal.
it's
like
kind
I'm
of a
doing
combination
nothing.
of everything.
Real
Just-
contributions
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
society for
It's kind of a combination of everything we've learned up to this point in the run. First, he's going to disable this scripted momentum trigger that Daniel was talking about a little bit ago. And that's so when he sets up to get stuck in this sort of slanted surface here, he can shoot as many reportals as he wants without getting launched out. So he fires off like 12 reportals, skyrockets high in the sky, and like skips legitimately like 80% of the map.
I didn't land.
And you saw he had to walk backwards because there's a little trigger that opens that door in front of him, and if you try and get a little too aggressive and move too quickly, you can miss that trigger.
It's like a speed
And
bump.
here he's just exactly.
you have to go over there.
That's a great way to describe that.
I do like that.
Here's
This is another map.
crazy Yeah.
This
Yes.
map used to be so long, and we abuse a whole bunch of different things here. We're gonna see. Is this our first example now
Yeah.
that the other route has changed, where you see Madden getting stuck between two areas of the game and constantly falling and building up speed while not actually falling, and then he lets himself go, flings down to that gel, and then skyrockets up.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's another thing where that map that we said got butchered earlier, that used to be in the route.
Yeah,
For the
there used to be
sets,
like a cooler, more skill-based version of that trick we just saw that flings you through the entire map. You start falling off the ceiling. It's really neat to see.
Yeah, here we set up another super reportal that'll send us to the top. We don't have to wait for a lift. This lift comes down after a while. It takes too long.
It's so slow.
Yeah.
It is.
This is the lift has actually been skippable since basically the start of time. We found out that there's these like what should be purely aesthetic gel tubes that come down, but for whatever reason, the blue gel tube with the bouncy gel actually has bouncy gel in it. So if you just like walk into the tube, you bounce back and forth between two tubes all the way up.
It's a,
And we've known about that for the longest time.
it's a really good
So
backup
thankfully,
as well, in case you somehow
Yeah.
fumble the shoot upwards. You can.
Yeah.
There's a spot you can land up there where. I guess I should have said that. Up at the top, there's a railing, but there's also like a really tall invisible wall that you have to go over. So if you don't make it over that wall, you can just bounce on the tube to get up.
You've got 1 hour. Solve it.
Oh, okay. That is a nice alternative strat.
Really throw the cube.
Yeah.
Yay! Okay, so we just skipped like a minute-long cutscene by doing that.
Because normally when you place a cube on the button, Wheatley gets mad and like closes the door and talks to you for a while. But if you throw it and push yourself up against that door, you don't get locked out. You make it through.
There's actually a 1 in a million chance there
You're gonna
that
test.
you can soft block that because the
Oh yeah.
Yes.
cube can just
The
do a
cubes-
flip onto the button on their own.
Yeah. It's very, very strange. These are the cubes in this part of the game are called Franken cubes, and they have a bunch of weird
Why don't you just keep solving?
idiosyncrasies because they sort of combine turrets and cubes, and that works about as well as you would think it does.
When practicing today, I got a clip of a cube literally just walking up a wall.
There's got to be some tests around here somewhere.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It's always
I
something.
want to see that
I can
later.
send you it.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of weird stuff like this next map that's coming up, or not this next map, but the one after. The individual level speedrun for the map involves you sort of tricking the cube into sticking on the wall without a funnel. It's very strange.
Here's a very
So-
important trick.
Oh yeah,
You can fly.
Okay. Yeah. This completely breaks Chapter 8 apart. So he just permanently has the zero gravity effect right now that you usually get when you enter a funnel, and that's the breakdown of how it works is like you basically just have 2 hitboxes in this game as an oversimplification. You have a standing hitbox and a crouching hitbox. For a long time, I wasn't really understood how this glitch worked. It was found on day 1 of the game's release, by the way, and it just never got patched.
Wow.
But basically, if you enter a funnel and you stop moving and then you crouch or stand, basically one of your hitboxes gets like disabled in a way, and it never gets rid of the like zero gravity flag. So the game thinks you're in 2 funnels. So when you exit the main funnel, the game still thinks, oh, the player's in 1 funnel, so they will keep the zero gravity effect. And that is what's going to completely split this apart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right
and
now,
you can-
if I just were to jump, I'd just forever go up. That's the only downside. So you
That's
have to
wild.
ramp off of like anything that has collision, basically.
Wow.
and the mechanics of how it works actually changes when you go through like a save and load. So when he preserves the fly in between levels, things change a little bit. Normally, you would find yourself leaving this fly state if you replaced a portal. Like let's say you place a portal to give yourself a funnel to get the fly glitch from. If you replace that, he's struggling a little here. If you replace that portal, you would lose the fly glitch. But once you transition through the level, that's no longer the case, and you can use both your portals with ease. So now the only way for him to actually lose this sort of fly glitch state is to re-enter a funnel. So you'll see him do that intentionally at some
Yeah,
point.
here's a really
Um,
good example of it. We just
Yeah, so
say
you can
bye-bye
see-
to this level, then enter a
Yep.
funnel, and I can start jumping again.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So he's re-entered the funnel, and the game has fixed where it's at. It's like, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing now, and Madden is returned to normal.
Yeah. We lost a superpower.
I feel like that must save a ton of
Oh,
time.
yes, it does. It saves a
You-
whole lot of time.
It'll be used.
Oh, you can
much
just shoot
more.
there, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah,
You can just shoot there.
It's called the Great
portal
Shot.
cuts.
I almost got a swaggy barrage.
What was that? That was nothing. That was nothing.
But throughout this, oh my goodness, I forgot what I was going to say. What was I going to say?
The great
Madden,
shot.
do you know? Oh yeah, it is a great shot. That's a good point. It's also a portal cut. I was going to say something about the fly, something important. It'll come to me.
Well, something I can say is that with the combination of invincibility and literally the ability to fly, there's nothing you can't do in Portal 2. I mean, Madden literally just becomes a god of some sort in Chapter 8. He can do anything he
Yeah,
wants.
we can't even
Yeah,
grab
chapter
from
8
far
and
away.
9.
Whoa.
He defies
Oh,
all
magnet,
laws
yeah.
of the universe.
Yeah, and what I was going to mention was just sort of when we go back to the time capsule aspect of this and how things have evolved over time. Like mentioned earlier, we've known about this weird funnel fly glitch since the game came out, since day one. But a lot of the evolutions in these chambers has been how we utilize preserving it and when we decide to lose it. And so that routing has been a big part of how the game has evolved over time.
This is probably the
You look back at
hardest
early.
dialogue script
Yeah.
in the game.
I'm going to tape
Yeah,
you
so I'm gonna give
solving
him some-
these and then watch 10 at once. Get a more sort of concentrated burst of science. Oh, on a related note, I am going to need you to solve these 10 times as fast. Anyway, just...
Wow.
Wow, I cannot believe you hit that.
That was a little suspicious.
He says 10 times as fast, and immediately you're leaving the level.
So that
That
saves a
is
lot of time.
ridiculous.
Because if you don't do that correctly, he just loves to blabber on and on and on. And so you'll just be stuck in the elevator for quite some time. So
That
that's
saves,
important.
what, like 4
was
seconds?
self-destructing, already fixed.
It's a
Yeah,
good
like
chunk.
4 or 5. Yet another example of just doing something ridiculously hard for small time save.
Like, if you miss it, it's still, like, technically the normal route, but it's so nice to get that dialogue. I think you only have, like,
Yeah,
a
that only,
0.2 window to get it.
Yeah. So that only started being done like 3 or 4 months ago, I think.
Sounds
Yep.
right. If not,
And
slightly
here-
before that.
And what you just saw there, that was another example of how we abuse being invincible. Because normally there's a death trigger that you can hit if you're not careful there. And Madden can just ignore it entirely now. Because he doesn't die. He's invulnerable. And we'll see him grabbing the fly glitch again. This map is really funny. Valve has a little Easter egg where you see one of the co-op robots here in front of the door. And they love this Easter egg so much that they won't let you finish the level unless you look at him. So
Yeah.
if Madden is too fast and he gets to the end of the level before Peabody, that character, shows up, then the game won't actually open the door that you need to get to the end. So you have to be a little bit slower than you might want to with this level.
It's their way of telling you need a co-op partner to do the rest
Yeah,
of the game.
Exactly.
Also
They
for
try to tease
the funnel
the
fly that
co-op.
level, I just get rid of it at the end by holding crouch.
Yeah.
And then you can do the same if you exit while crouching, you can just uncrouch and you'll still lose it.
Yeah, so that's one of the examples of like if you preserve fly, that's not the case. Only if you get it on the same map can you cancel it by uncrouching or crouching.
Yep. Another weird example of how the funnel fly changes from moving from map to map.
This next
And
map,
this fly that we have, you can go ahead, Madden. I'm sorry.
or you can get this dialogue.
Okay, I was just gonna say that this fly that we have is the final one that we get. We're gonna carry it until the very last map of the game. We're very close to the end of the run now. We got like 5 or 6 minutes left, actually.
This is also a good example of why fly is broken.
Yep.
I guess
We go back to what we were talking about earlier, where some people will see you do things and go, how is this allowed in an inbound speed run? But this is actually very, very inbounds as far as Valve and Source games are concerned. So even though Madden's doing some creative flying where he shouldn't be, this is still completely within what we call inbounds in the game.
it's still technically like along the path that you need to go through
Yeah.
normally, but we're just
So you can see
we just have fly.
this is a big
So you
cutscene
normally
moment
land there,
normally.
but we're too cool.
The part where he kills you.
The part where he kills you.
Nuh-uh.
And so we get to skip that, and he doesn't kill us. Not only are we invincible, but we skip the part where he kills you.
He couldn't kill us if he tried, honestly. So
So true. And so because we've preserved the fly, these levels that otherwise would have been much longer are now a breeze, and you get to see him just narrowly avoid that crusher that definitely wouldn't have killed him
I'm almost there.
because he's
Don't
invincible.
mind me. Continue escaping.
And you can see what we talked about earlier with air control. That also applies when you have this zero gravity state. So he's got to be careful about when he just full sends it like he does here. Because he full sends knowing that he's going to hit a wall and lose all of his speed so he can control his angle again.
yeah, that's actually a very, very good point. Air control really, it's really, really important when you're running this game,
Yep.
especially in these chapters.
So anytime you see him slow down or hit a wall, it's calculated. It's not that he's bad. Trust us.
Yes. I think Madden knows what he's doing.
It's a good way to mask time loss.
Like he hits that wall there. That's a weird one. Sometimes when you hit that the door instead of the wall, you can like lose a lot of your potential speed for some reason. So he hits the wall there so that the door has time to open so that he doesn't lose speed.
Yeah, I can just go through that wall because it breaks away anyway.
Yep. More stuff that looks out of bounds to somebody who's not familiar with the game, but is actually very inbounds. And now you can see he hit that funnel, so he's losing his fly going into this last chapter, or this last map here.
Yep, we're gonna go up to Wheatley's lair now for the final fight.
Final level. Time will
And this
be at
one,
the end of this.
We do abuse this map a little bit, not as much as we'd like. We would like to abuse it so much that we didn't have to do most of it, but we still do a fair bit of abuse here. I think the most important one that you're going to see here at the start is that when Wheatley starts throwing all of these bombs at you, you can set up your portals to preserve the bombs. So once this cutscene finishes, you'll see what Madden does to set up for this bomb preserve.
Yep, this fight has like 3 different phases, kind of, and at the start of like each phase, Wheatley will talk to you for a little bit, and then I'll throw some bombs at you. But by preserving those bombs, you can basically just hit him right after he puts his shields up, as you'll see, and each bomb that hits him early will save a few seconds.
There is a little thing where when you hit him with the second bomb, if you hit him at the wrong time, he gets something called bad ending, where he just constantly shoots out bombs. And it can be really annoying.
Yeah,
and lose a lot of
his AI
time.
just completely breaks. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
He just shoots him repeatedly.
He won't let up.
Hopefully no bad ending. So you'll see he's looking at a specific place here when he sets this portal up.
No, that was actually an impression of you. Actually, because
And he waits
fell into my
for Wheatley to target him.
Just then, I wanted you to trick me
Oh,
into
And now you can see... Oh, maybe?
I got 3 bombs.
You
That's
still
not
got
good.
it.
Oh, I got 1.
Oh,
Oh! Alright,
Discount.
well, Bomb Preserve is not going as intended. But that's fine.
that was a
lose
good
time.
backup though.
That's
Oh, no.
not as fine. You're this close to the end and you're choking it.
Man,
Alright, that's why we have quick saves.
Alright, so we've got 1 bomb. Normally you would preserve 2 here to skip both of the waiting periods for the next 2 phases.
this
But
might
he's
be
got
bad
1.
ending.
Is that...
Pretty sure. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, okay, so this is bad ending. It's still fine. He can finish off the fight.
Yeah,
it's just going to be that much
it's just
harder
a
to do so. Yeah.
Just a little frustrating.
It looks funny, though.
5%. Reactor explosion timer destroyed. Reactor explosion uncertainty emergency preemption protocol initiated.
Trying to
So you can see
again.
he can't hit Wheatley yet, but he's still just shooting bombs at him.
Ooh.
Alright,
And,
there we go. That was
nice
pretty
hit.
swaggy.
Wait, I'm gonna miss this because I went too early.
So he's trying to get up here early to grab. Oh,
You didn't see anything.
I saw something.
I have 1 FPS for some reason.
All right, cool.
I
Super
Yeah, Finale
bad
4
ending.
does not like quick
There you go.
saves.
Did you alt tab?
No, I didn't. It just happens with
Okay.
saves in Finale 4.
Okay, sure.
Manual
So,
replacement required.
Wheatley's still shooting bombs at him, even though he's sort of won the fight already.
Are you ready?
I didn't think I'd grab that because usually there's a brief moment where it's still moving on the rail, so you can't pick it up. I could.
And,
Copy
there's-
afterwards.
Stalemate.
Yeah. So there's one final trick in the run at the very end. The game ends when you shoot the moon at the end of the game.
Yeah, time will be very
Usually,
soon.
like...
I'll let you know.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, so there's going to be a trick he does here where he shoots this portal early, and he's going to line up very specifically to aim at the moon before it's even visible.
Time.
Just like that, the game's over.
GG's.
Wait, that's an insane time.
That-
57-11, man?
That is really good.
That is really
actually
good.
really good.
Yeah.
Let's go, Madden. That was awesome.
Nice job.
57-11.
That's crazy.
I'm
57-11
You-
is currently rank 6 if you were to plot it into the current leaderboards. So that's a good run.
that's sick.
Absolutely.
I like
Yeah.
the cutscene play out.
Oh
I
my
can see the
gosh.
bad ending.
Yeah, Wheatley's still mad.
Yeah.
And now there's 2 of them.
Still. Look at him.
Yep.
Shooting bombs into space.
Oh my gosh.
He's still not done shooting bombs.
It's
at you.
okay though. He
Friendly
presents
fire.
no threat. We're invincible.
I can pull myself in. I can still fix this.
Already fixed it. And
He
you
can
are
fix
not
it.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't leave those 2 cutscene maps in because it would have counted towards the real time. But
Yeah, the real time looks very wrong on the stream, but
yeah, there's
it's because we forgot to make a couple changes on the.
yeah, there'd be an additional
we
like
go.
minute 30. Technically, I think. Because 2 Brad is
this
around
gives you time
30
to show
30
off-
seconds, and 2 for long falls like 59.
Yeah. If you want to do Crazy Box, that
Oh, yeah,
strat you
is
wanted
there
to show
time
off.
for Crazy Box or is-
Yeah, I was gonna ask us if you wanted to show us this kind
Yeah,
of
sure.
ancient
You can
trick you were
still hit
talking
the
about
bombs.
before.
Shooting.
Yeah.
These
You all can
still
look up
shooting us.
the exit cutscene on YouTube,
Yeah.
or you can beat the game
Alright,
yourself.
I'll give this my shot. I might not look
Yeah.
the cleanest, but it gets the
Now,
idea.
if you're part of control group Kepler 7,
So
we
you
have
take
planted
this
a
gel
tiny
and you put it
microchip
on the
about
ceiling
size of a
with the
postcard
help
of your
of
skull.
portal
Most
funneling.
likely you've forgotten it's even there.
Which is a
But
mechanic
if
of
it
the
starts
game that helps
vibrating
you
and
like
beeping during this next test,
make it into
Yeah,
portals
it-
you
that
wouldn't
means it's
think
about
you
to hit
could
500
otherwise.
degrees, so we're
Yeah,
gonna
it's
need
to
go ahead
smooth
and
out the
get that
learning
out of
curve of
here
the
pretty
game
fast.
for players because they expect that they're going to fall into a portal if it's under them,
you do a
even if
hard
they're
strike.
slightly misaligned.
Up here, and then you do a stuck launch with the help of this gel.
There you go.
Gain speed, and then you launch and curve
Boom.
off the sphere of the level. Then
And
you
that's
just
it.
go to the
Whoa.
end. Yep. You can stand on the roof. It's
Oh, man.
it's clear, but you can stand up there.
That's a sad one to lose.
I know.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
It's a ton of
cool.
fun to show off.
It's kind of
awesome.
brutal, like if you're on pace, but it is. So
Mm-hmm.
you stand in here,
Yeah,
you
it-
can move the ship. Yeah, that should be.
Yeah,
There's
I think
Portal
that's about
2.
it for Portal
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll say. Well, Madden, do you have any shout-outs, comments you want to make before we switch over to the next game?
Shoutouts to Daniel and Chazelle for commentating for me and with me and sticking around. I appreciate that. If you want to learn Portal
thank
2,
you.
the Discord's very useful. There's wikis, there's videos, there's everything.
Absolutely.
And you can always watch
Awesome.
Madden's runs. He's getting world record in this game soon. I promise
Hopefully.
you.
That's the goal.
I'll
The
be
end goal.
soon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if those of you watching did enjoy the run, make sure you follow Madden on Twitch, as well as Chazelle and Big Daniel. All of those links are pinned in the chat. So yeah, I encourage you to follow all of them, and then maybe you would be potentially witness to the new world record of Portal 2.
That's the,
What do you
that's
say?
the goal.
You'll want to be there for that.
Awesome.
It'll be a good
Yeah.
time.
Yes. All right, my friends, before we break, I do want to give a big shout out to all of our amazing supporters. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits shared here on the GDQ Twitch channel help support the Games Done Quick Hotfix. So if you do enjoy watching this show, Time Capsule, or any of our other amazing Hotfix shows, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can learn more about everything Hotfix at gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. And don't forget, prize submissions for SGDQ are now open until June 16th. So if you would like to submit a prize to the event, custom or otherwise, you can go to gamesdonequick.com for more info. We will be right back with Deus Ex Human Revolution, so stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. I'm your host, Smooth Operative, and you are watching Time Capsule. We are set on games from 2011 tonight, and we are all ready for the next run. So here to speedrun Deus Ex Human Revolution, please welcome Ignatius.
Hey, what's going on? Hotfix, GDQ, I'm Ignatius, Ignite. I go by those 3 names, whichever one you like the most, you know. I've been speedrunning PC games like this for about 10 years now, coming up on 10 years. Yeah, and I'm excited to show off this game. It's very underrated. Hasn't had very many runners the past few years, so I'm excited to show it off.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. And you have a commentator here as well.
My boy
Do you want
Vice.
to introduce yourself?
I can, yeah. Hello, my name is Weist. I run a different game in the series, but I know this game as well.
Yeah, really good runner of the
Alrighty.
first game, Vahis. Thought get his perspective on this new age
the
game.
OG classics, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we're having the new and old mingled today, so it works out.
Oh, yeah. So, if we just want to get right into it,
Yeah, whenever you're ready, Egg. I mean,
right.
deep breath, and we're ready
all right,
when you
man. We're so good. So, time starts whenever I load into this save. We just load in a save, and about now, time. All right, so first thing we do, thank you. First thing we do is we type in 0451 into that keypad to open up this elevator. It's a Easter egg for a lot of these old immersive sim, they call them, type games. A lot of codes, a lot of these games. One of the codes is going to be 0451. Very cool.
It's actually almost the first code in each of those games.
Yeah. It was the first one in System Shock. I believe that was the first one that started it. This is cool.
Yeah. System Shocks, Dishonored games, all Deus Exes.
So, our main method of movement is just running out our sprint bar and then jumping and letting our sprint refresh a little bit. And then, oh no, that's bad. I need that. Latest autosave. I need that fire extinguisher, and if you throw it in the wrong place, it breaks, unfortunately. But that is okay. You just start up here again. 0451. That's unfortunate, but whatever. So this game came out in 2011. I played it, I think, about 2 years after it came out on Xbox 360. That was my first time playing it. And we're running on the French vanilla version, which is kind of hard to get these days because it's no longer on the Steam version. It's no longer on Steam, right? It's all the director's cut.
No.
It's all the director's cut.
It's only director's cut you can now get, which adds a DLC and a couple of unskippable missions, and also makes the game really unstable. So genuinely, people prefer the OG version to the director's cut, even though, as you said, it's not the ideal port.
So that's the first flip in the game. We just kind of throw that. French vanilla sounds delicious. Yes. The first clip in the game, most of the clipping in this game revolves around throwing props into your body as you walk back into a thin enough wall to clip. There's a couple exceptions to that rule. There's some thicker walls that we need to get through where we do some more magic to get through them, but that won't come till later. For the most part, we're just throwing items at our body and backing up into them.
Do you want to mention why we run the game in French?
It's because, the dialogue is a little bit faster in some places. The text doesn't really matter. Text is still in English, so I can understand. But voice lines all in French, so they just are faster than other languages. We tested all of them, and about I don't know the exact numbers, but it's nothing huge.
It's 13 seconds compared to English. It's up there with Spanish. The slowest ones, I think, are Russian and German.
All right, so there we had to do some tactical espionage action towards those guys. Get past them, dun 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 dun. Just to get past them. We're playing on the easy difficulty, but being the type of game that it is, it's still very easy to die on easy. So we're going to be doing a lot of speedy stealth, just kind of jumping, a lot of crouch jumping, stuff like that.
I think in several places, because if you finish a certain segment of a mission, without anyone seeing you, you get the ghost bonus, which gives you extra XP. And I think it's, is it part of a route that you actually do need to get a couple of ghosts to have enough? Yeah.
So here we're just gonna talk in our hub base, our headquarters, to our boy, who's not really our boy. He's kind of mean to us, actually. But
fan favorite character.
Oh, damn, okay.
He's kind of mean, but we don't really have time to argue with him, so he's gonna make a low remark, and we're just gonna leave and go talk to Seraph on the helicopter and get into the first real mission. That was just the prologue.
Fortunately, the game is in French, so we don't actually understand what he's trying to say. His sassiness.
This time you actually saved. You're come on, man. I'm my best. But we're just gonna ignore that for now, and we're gonna head to the first real mission of the game.
All right.
But first we gotta do some dialogue with our pilot Malik, and then President Seraph on the helicopter, which is where we get to choose what weapon we use. Which we'll be using.
What are we gonna shoot?
We're gonna be using lethal short range, which is the revolver.
Pow.
So we're just gonna go through some dialogue in this helicopter here. Some of it you can skip, some of it you can't. A little weird, but it is what it is. We're gonna hit lethal here. That's the right dialogue option. Come up, about right here, lethal and short range. So now we have the revolver. Now there's a little optimization here where you clip through this wall. It skips going around there. I'll go for it. It's a little difficult though. Just another clip through this, but you have to stop like right as you clip through because it's so thin. There's like a little tightrope at the other side. You know what I mean? Nah, that's fine. It only takes like 6 seconds, so it'll just take you to the other side of this door over
what
here.
What FPS are you running at?
I'm running at 80.
Yep, yeah, that's classic.
I think world record players do variable, but again, that's like world record crazy strats.
Yeah. The problem is that most of these clips, they work better on different FPS. One of these that we already had works best uncapped, and then one that's coming up works best at 60. And so, you know, you either have to select one FPS value that you're really good with, but everything is possible with everything. It just makes some things easier or more difficult.
Another little clip here, kind of cool. If I can get through it. I'm kind of stuck.
So the community doesn't really have any like rules about, you know, changing your FPS, like anything kind of goes.
There's like a variable for it on the leaderboards. You have to select variable or constant FPS. But
okay.
But other than
it's
that,
a subcategory,
yeah, it's not too big a deal. This clip isn't working for me either, unfortunately. But these two are like just stupid optimizations that you go for if you're really fast. I just thought I'd try to show them off. They're not required at all.
No, we appreciate you trying. It's great.
Alright, now I'm gonna run through here and not die, hopefully. Some alternative strategies, but I don't think I'm gonna die. That's this guy. Oh my gosh!
Oh. 6 HP, okay.
There's a lot of that in this game. Like these early levels, a lot of it is just running through and praying you don't die. Like, but here, 1337. If I can type it in, 1337. Yeah. Now this is another kind of like optimization. You can clip out of here, but if you can't, it's just this door opens.
That only is like what, 5 seconds?
Yeah, and
yeah, it's not a lot.
This game is a lot. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this game. It's a lot. Ugh. But here we have another kind of containment breach thing, exactly the same as the last 1137. And maybe we can clip through it. And then we gotta do some more stealth as soon as I get through this door, whether I clip or not. No. Okay. So run up here, try to find this, and that should be good. My movement's good.
It's probably worth mentioning that those clips with the boxes he's doing are really wonky. Like they are
those
super inconsistent.
I probably look really bad because I'm missing all these clips, but all these early game clips are really hard, like world record clips. So like, I just thought, I'd go for them. But here, this is another one. You just kind of run through here, and you don't die typically if you have above like 76 health. All right.
Adam, c'est David. Vous avez le Typhoon?
Story in this game is there's a lot to it. I couldn't possibly begin to go through it. It's like I do recommend, like, if you've never played this game, play it and pay attention to the story. But it's very convoluted and like a lot of stuff is going on.
Yeah, 100%.
It's crazy.
Would you say that for new people to the series that they should go with Human Revolution first, or like the original?
I played it first. The first one. It's an old RPG. It's tough to get into. It really is.
It is. It's the game I run, but it is. Yeah.
It's great. But this game is much more streamlined. You know, like 2011 AAA FPS. So it's much more bearable
also,
if you're not into that.
Human Human Revolution is chronologically the first game. It's the prequel.
It is,
Where the story begins. However, it suffers on like the Star Wars syndrome. So some of the tech in the prequels is more modern than what we have in like the future.
Yeah.
Right.
So there.
That's interesting. It would be fun to go back to back and play both of them.
There, I made a quick save during like a cutscene as it started, so I can just load the quick save and
I love this
skip that cutscene.
Aggressive negotiations.
Yeah, just take care of him and loot him real quick. And now there's a dialogue skip here that's like very random, and I got it. Let's go.
Hey,
it's just whenever you do that like quick save kind of skip thing, sometimes you get a dialogue skip from it, and sometimes you don't. It's really.
I think it's almost entirely random.
Yeah. All right. So now we're done with the first mission, and we got to do some overworld, like pseudo open world exploring. It's not like that big. It's not super open world, but it's a decently big game. It's got a cool big city to explore. But first, we got to go talk to our boy Pritchard, and then the president.
Yeah.
Very busy schedule you have here today.
Oh yeah.
Everybody wants to see you.
It's also in Detroit when most of the story is happening. So as you know, get the Detroit ambiance.
Yeah, put your hands up for Detroit, I guess.
All right. This is one of the many long elevators in this game. There's so many. But it's all good. Here we just gotta.
But only the important people get to go to the very top, so you must be very important.
It's true. But now we're about to go out into the city. And we're gonna do some augmentating. We're gonna level up our sprint for now and our jump. So we'll be sprinting faster, be jumping higher, and then I gotta go to a little clinic and do some out of bounds shenanigans. Yeah, let's see.
This is one of the major changes, like the prequel did, Human Revolution, compared to the original games. Because here you get essentially skill points that you invest into augmentations, these like superhuman abilities. But in the original games, you specifically collected these canisters, and they unlocked a specific augmentation. So the story dictated what you're gonna get. But in Human Revolution, you have a lot more freedom of choice, which I actually really enjoy.
Gonna run here. We're gonna grab some items, some healing, some energy, and some level up stuff. What's it called? Practice kit? Yes. Practice kit. All right, that's all we need. Now we're gonna level up our legs. Let's go. All right, that's jump, that's sprint. So we are zooming now.
Manifester n'est pas un délit.
Will you be making other upgrades later on, or is this kind of like where you do the whole thing?
We'll be doing one where that negates fall damage and does like a crazy explosion. Called the Icarus landing system. We'll be doing that later and abusing the heck out of it, definitely. And we also get Typhoon, which is like a Naruto ninjutsu type like explosion move.
Oh my gosh.
And we use that. We're gonna be using that to do some fun things later. Typhoon is Typhoon's
I have
great.
never heard anyone describe it like this, and it's so accurate. That is so good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, don't forget to level up your legs. Definitely not. All right, so we're gonna run out. And this guy, he gotta go. Unfortunately, he'll very much get in the way if we leave him alive. So, sorry, bud.
He also drops a shotgun, right? That you can potentially use.
We don't use it in this run, but I mean, yeah. But that's like the scary thing. He has a shotgun and can just annihilate you. Because they'll all be aggro whenever I leave here, and you'll.
Oh, nice.
Got that clip. All right.
Yeah, this is a great clip. Because essentially, you're trying to get to the lowest level of this police station. And normally, when you do a clip, you're trying to clip to the other room. But here you want to clip in a specific way so that, we drop down to that level.
Yeah, you have to look at like a specific spot and hit crouch. And like the weird way the trash can like gets you stuck in there. It's like pushes you out, and you land just like perfectly on like a little seam. Pretty difficult.
Alright, good.
I'm so good. Might have to use an extra stem, but that's fine. That's cool.
Also, here collecting the candy bars.
Yeah, that's just kind of, we pick it up for XP, I think. I mean, I don't really use it.
Do they do energy in Human Revolution?
Yes, that's the cyber jar thing.
Yeah. That's the candy bars are a bit of a meme in Deus Ex games because they're all in all the Deus Ex games and they do something. In the first game, they actually give you health, and we use them in the route a lot. But in the newer games, they give you energy. Also, by the way, this apartment building number is 420. It's I think, a bit of a joke from the developers.
Well, the devs perhaps had a little fun while making
Oh, they had a lot of fun. Yeah.
It's possible. With this story, it's possible. Alright, so we just gotta run to my apartment real quick, check the computer, check my emails, check who's live on Twitch while I can. But I've been summoned to work again, so I'm out. No one was live. And oh man, this next section is a little difficult, so I get to do more solid snake type stuff.
Also the boost.
Yes, the boost, which
I love that one. It's so cool.
First boost in the game, because now that we have our higher jumping, and we're about to get some grenades, and we're about to have some barrels. Oh yeah. You'll see.
I don't know.
You got like moon boots now.
Oh yeah, totally. It's such a high jump, and it makes the movement a lot easier. Like you kind of have to time your sprinting before you get this level up, but now it's just like jump. All right, so now I gotta sprint past this guy, build up, sprint back again, jump over these guys, and they don't see me. Okay, run past this guy. This is really
great. This is like a very specific AI manipulation because the AIs, when you make noise, they will look the way where you were, and then they don't hear you for a bit. So that is, you can actually see it on like the map on bottom left, like the way the NPCs are facing. But it's really tight to get all that.
Yeah, getting through there unseen is pretty important because the boost. It's nice to have a quick save, and you can't quick save in combat in this game.
Yeah.
So I throw this barrel over here, and we're gonna have some fun with it.
Oh, I love this bit. It's so cool.
All right, so I'm gonna get this barrel into like a specific spot. I'm just gonna go for it. I think I'm good. Whip my grenades, throw them down there. Easy. Easy.
Oh, you got it first try? Oh my god, nice.
Yo, let's go.
So yeah, we just kind of skip jumping or climbing up this like building with all those aggro dudes. Like it's pretty cool. You just kind of.
The movement here was awesome.
I appreciate it. It's really hard to get through there without being seen. It really is.
Yeah, very awesome. Very awesome.
Also, the boost isn't easy because you have to jump at a very specific point because too early, too late, not gonna work.
All right. So now we got some mines, which we're gonna be playing with in the next mission. But
yeah, now we're just waiting for Malik to land. So you know, time to kill.
End of this mission. I'm comparing against my splits right now, and I'm saving a minute and a half here.
Don't look. You're not supposed to.
That is such a move. Just have your splits open on a marathon run.
Well, I have my notes like tied to live split. I have
Oh, I understand. Okay.
Yeah, it's speed guides live. You can like go in and make little spreadsheets.
Yeah. Cool. That makes a lot of sense for Deus Ex game because you have to remember like codes and logins and passwords.
Oh yeah, there's gotta be like at least 10 passwords, right?
Yeah, easily. Like if you count the codes, yeah.
Yeah, and there's also like dialogue options and stuff, and like yeah, there's a lot to this game. So now we're just gonna we're just playing Portal 2, but now the companion cube is back in action.
Yo, what's up, companion cube?
We're bringing it back to where we're supposed to leave the mission. Like there's a boss at the end of this mission, and this is where we're supposed to leave from. So we're just gonna clip through here.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where like the developers know you would backtrack, so they want to save you the hassle. And so essentially, once you finish the mission, you end up right where you began, so that your helicopter pilot can pick you up again. But we can abuse that to clip inside the ending of the mission, essentially, to skip the entire thing. It's really convenient.
I think I'm a little too far left. Whoa. Come on.
Yeah. But I think this is one of those clips where I think lower FPS is better for some reason. Nobody understands why.
Yeah.
But it's also tight on timing and position. Oh, nice.
All these clips have different angles, different timings, different objects you use. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's a lot to remember.
But we're gonna use this cube to clip through this elevator, which we're supposed to take back up again after finishing the boss. So hopefully we can get through here. And then once, I'll just be kind of falling into the void once I clip through like this. And then if I do that and get, not Typhoon, I get Icarus Landing System.
Oh, this is Typhoon.
Oh, the timing. This is convenient.
Yeah, because once you buy it, you fall slower. Oh, do you not have enough?
I only have one Praxis, so I'm just gonna load a safety save. That's all good. That's all good.
Oh yeah,
all good.
No worries.
I think I did a wrong dialogue option for one thing, but that's fine.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That happens. But the reason why we're not getting Icarus Landing System immediately is that once Icarus saves you, you fall slowly for the entire duration of the fall. And so it is much faster to time it very specifically so that you buy this upgrade near the end of your fall, so that you fall very quickly and then only get the saving animation at the end. It is very optimized.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Is it does anyone ever accidentally miss it and then they fall?
Everybody misses it all the time.
Totally. But it's okay. We get more time with the companion cube. Let's go around and do those clips again. But no, yeah. Once I get through this door, you're gonna see a boss for a couple seconds, I guess. Maybe not even. Not even. That's too much.
Yeah, it's very funny the way the boss is handled.
No. There we go. Gotta hit the trigger for this door to open because again, it's expecting us to come through the other side, so it won't trigger to open. Really. Okay. And then boom, and now.
Oh, you got it nice.
Yeah, I guess I was just missing in Praxis, but that is fine. I'm gonna equip my mines here, and now it's very deloaded and looks awful because we're not supposed to be here yet. But we're just gonna place 3 mines there, activate this. Boom! He's done for. Farewell.
Oh snap! Oh my
that is
goodness.
amazing. Yeah.
That's how most of the bosses go.
That's true, yeah. For some reason, this out-of-bounds area, essentially, where we're not supposed to be, is different in the director's cut. Because, the doors you used are closed. And you actually have to crawl through a vent to get into that area for the frags.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird.
I haven't played director's cut all the way through. I played this on 360 when I was younger, but...
yeah.
So I just never really bothered with director's cut. I don't even really know what it adds. I just know it's slow.
It is slow. It crashes more often. It gives you the DLC and also unskippable missions in Hangsha.
Interesting.
It's fun. But as Iggy said, the thing is, you can only buy director's cut now. Getting the original game is very difficult. And so there's a lot of people who would love to run the game, but they can't because they can't get it.
That's how I was for years.
So it's kind of, I guess it's kind of an exclusive group that run this version.
Yes,
essentially, yeah.
You could say.
Interesting.
If you manage to buy it back in the day, then yeah, you are in the selected few.
All right. We gotta go talk to the president again. And Pritchard's gonna get even more mad that we're talking to the president instead of him right now. He's gonna make some remarks. And whatever.
Yeah, we'll deal with him, I guess.
But all in French, and we don't speak French.
Oh, left down for that guy.
Tenez, c'est pour vous.
Same for PTD to true. All right, so we just talked to the president a little bit. Get our next mission. But we gotta talk to Richard first. I see he's making fun of me, dude. I'm doing my best. Like, come on.
C'est juste que j'adore vous faire râler.
10 minutes, Jensen. Dépêchez-vous.
Like,
Que vous...
but we don't really have to say anything to him. We just have to listen to him talk, and then we're.
Yeah, does the main character ever like actually speak back,
Oh, yeah.
or are they just talking at you?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, you have like dialogue options in this game. Like, it's similar to Fallout 4's system,
Right.
where it's like a little circle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, the voice actor
Out
for
of
the
curiosity,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just wondering, can things happen during the cutscene to like interrupt, like when you're talking with someone? Does that ever happen? Like surrounding factors?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Okay,
yeah,
just curious.
That would be interesting. Like some aggroed NPC comes in and attacks while you're talking to someone.
Yeah. Well, you had mentioned Fallout, and so I guess that's where my mind went.
All right. So here, we just, as with most levels, we just gotta find a box and go to the end. This one we throw it above here.
This is the first like Hengsha section, and we skip a lot of content with this clip that Ig is about to do. Like a lot of content.
This is a cardboard box though; it can break. It literally says fragile right there. It's fragile, we're not fragile. Let's go. Another clip just through here to this train station. There we go.
Oh, nice.
You have been chosen. Dude, I just made a Death Stranding joke, and then you've been chosen.
I know. Fragile, not fragile.
You have been chosen. Off topic, but I recently played PT on a CRT with my friends. Very cool experience.
No way.
Very cool experience.
Richard loves that game.
Oh, I loved it. It was great. All right, back to the run. Just running through, hitting some door codes again. This guy, he needs some saving, but unfortunately, I'm sorry, bro. We just do not have time for that.
So you're not saving Malik?
Nah.
Nah, okay.
Gee, we have a cutscene skip for the cutscene of her, unfortunately, blowing up an helicopter.
By the way, this is not a common theme with Deus Ex games, and especially Speedruns of those games.
You can play these games with a lot more nuance and a lot more choice.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to play it fast, man. Take all this. Alright, so here, this is where it gets cool. I've been talking about a launch for a little bit. I know where I'm going. Here comes the launch. After another elevator after this one, actually, but...
Je suis dans un ascenseur qui mène au port.
Oh yeah, this one's great.
Est-ce que je vais tomber sur d'autres systèmes de sécurité?
Rien de trop embêtant, je crois. Le Pangou sert surtout pour l'entretien et le stockage. Cherchez un autre ascenseur quand vous y serez. Il vous amènera directement à la tour.
Alright.
Trying to remember if there is any other instance of you doing the same thing you're gonna do with the fire extinguisher, but I don't think so. Because this is fairly unique.
There's a kind of a similar one where you kind of clip out and like write it down. It skips a Icarus landing animation.
Right. Okay.
But that's a little bit later on. So we're gonna come in here, activate. Oh, I need the fire extinguisher first, actually. Let's go. We're gonna bring this fire extinguisher into this elevator. Right up again, another elevator. But it's worth it.
This time we got the fire extinguisher. Right?
Picking up the fire extinguisher, you actually kind of have to grab it fast if you want to hit the elevator and like hold it during the elevator, because you lose ability to grab things after the elevator like really gets going. So yeah.
So you gotta be like
it's
super
just a
fast
small
with
thing,
it.
because all we gotta do is put it like right here and then activate the elevator again. And here we go. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to put the fire extinguisher right here. And then I'm going to grab it and flick my mouse, and now it's out of bounds. Okay.
Oh, nice.
And now I'm going to grab Typhoon Explosive System, which again, it was like the Naruto ninjutsu thing I was talking about. Look at these green boxes. Oh yeah. It's like prop hunt here, but they're all our friends. We're not trying to get them. All right. And so
nice.
now our fire extinguisher is conveniently placed right here, where I kind of have to flick to grab it and bring it. Oh no, that was a bad grab. So this is kind of an interesting thing. If you load a save out of bounds, well, I guess if you load a save out of bounds, it really messes with your visuals. That was a bad grab again. But I think you have to be more out of bounds than I am. But get a good flick. That should be good. All right. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand up, inch towards the fire extinguisher until I just barely nudge it like that. And then I'm going to throw mine on it and get out of the way. All right. So now I'm going to crouch in front of it, uncrouch, and jump. Oh, almost. But you see what I'm going for. I think I went too high.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, see, that's what I was talking about. Whenever you load a save that's out of bounds. But all you gotta do for this is just, there we go. Uncrouch at the right time and jump, and you just zoom all the way up.
Nice. Jeez, so you probably skip a lot of, I guess, like other levels of this building.
Oh yeah,
that?
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Even with the lengthy setup, it's absolutely worth it. It still saves maybe close to a minute, honestly.
You weren't kidding though. That was like Naruto explosion, just like everywhere.
And we're gonna be using that to clip, I think, one more time. So it's not the end of
At
Typhoon.
least one, yeah.
Yeah. And here, gotta do some cool. This is a really long elevator. This one is a little ridiculous, but
That's okay. Ig, maybe you could tell us what got you interested in this speedrun in the first place?
Well, if you may ask, I mainly run Mirror's Edge. That's been my main game for years. And there's just a lot of, not a lot of overlap, but a guy who was really good at this game back in the day, Penn again, he started running Mirror's Edge, and I just watched him do those runs, like, you know, whenever he was streaming, because I like to stream. And this game he played and was really good at. And it always got me interested in this game. So here I'm going to shoot and concussion these guys. I think I missed. Oh no, I didn't. Concussion this game real quick.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Oh no, I'm dead. That's cool. No. I threw it way too low. I was like, eh. But that's all good. Let me just kind of spawn right here again. Get a better throw on that. My arms a little, you know, forgot to stretch.
Yeah, from the climbing and stuff, it's a little sore. If the grenade like lands correctly, you actually get the ghost bonus for this level. Which means that no one actually saw you.
So now
he got the ghost. Nice.
Did I? Let's go.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
So here, I need to use my EMP grenades. Throw them right here. I don't know why my HUD has been off this entire run, but...
Do you need it for anything,
nah,
really?
Not really. I know my hotkeys.
Got it memorized. I know my hotkeys, Ignatius 2024.
So pick up some more items. That's the Icarus landing system, by the way. We usually try to skip it, but it doesn't lose really any time to do it there, so there you go.
It's cool,
it is
though.
Cool. Gonna grab some ammo here. activate the end of the level.
On ne va pas à
Alright,
droite.
grab some items from
Direction
here.
Montréal. Je t'expliquerai en chemin.
T'as intérêt.
Let's go. All right. All right. Here we go. This
Montreal.
is. Here we are.
Doing okay?
This is a very difficult clip in this level, but it skips a lot.
Maybe again close to a minute, probably.
Yeah. And it's just a case of like the door is a little bit, or the wall is a little bit too thick to get in just through a little like object like clip. So you gotta do a little bit more than that. You gotta do some fancy stuff with your camera and crouch, and you'll see. We're just gonna clip through this elevator, which you gotta do a lot of stuff to get to open normally. So we're gonna first...
There's like a waiting section and stuff like that. You have to defend from enemies. Yeah.
So we're gonna start out by getting in, clipped right here, and then look this way, hold W, and then peek at one of my like little hops here because I'm stuck. I'm gonna crouch, and I got in. Nice, that's the hard part. And now this part isn't hard.
Nice.
It's just random. Like sometimes this part just doesn't work. But I mean, like not in like a hard way. Oh, we got it.
Did you get it? Oh, nice. Yeah, this is the biggest run killer for
That's a
pretty
really
much
big
everyone.
run killer, yeah.
That is massive.
That's wild. So it just sometimes doesn't let you in?
It's not really, it's just, it's really precise. It is really precise.
Yeah.
Good job.
That's like the hardest trick in the game, probably, so.
This is also the longest elevator in the entire run.
This is the big one.
There is, I think, one Easter egg. Well, I don't think it's an Easter egg. It's a mistake, because if you look like outside of the funicular, there's the number of like the floors on the outside, and one of them is missing. 27 is just not there. It goes 26 and then immediately 28.
Water, I've been talking a lot.
Who's Eliza? do y'all know?
Eliza Cassan, that's the news reporter in this world. I don't want to say more because that is a major plot point.
I see. This is like foreshadowing here.
Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, this whole game is so underrated and beautiful. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing off the game. I'm having a lot of
Thanks
fun
for
with
having
y'all.
me. I'm loving it. It's a hard game, but we're getting through it. Like that.
Oh yeah, this looks challenging.
That
so challenging.
funicular clip was the biggest thing I was scared of. So we're good.
Oh nice. Okay, now you can breathe a little bit.
All right, so we just gotta get through these guys. Do a quick little clip over here. That companion cube again. This one's not too bad. And we're coming up on another boss.
That was smooth.
Another boss.
Oh yeah, nice one.
This boss, he just kind of throw nades at him. Like, I'll throw one right here, back up a little bit. Boom, throw another nade. Boom, throw another nade, and she should be dead. Yep. Cool. All right.
Yep. That's a boss fight.
Wow, that was real fast. GG.
Thank you. So I had to trigger Malik down there to like get her to fly in and come pick me up. Because if I just started picking up items right here, she wouldn't trigger, and then I'd go over there and, you know, be slow. So I have to make sure I run there and trigger her before I go and pick up these items.
Just a little shopping for the rest of the run.
Oh yeah. Let's go. I think we should be good. A little slow, but that's fine. All right, now we got.
Jensen, Elisa Cassan vient de me contacter et m'a dit de te retrouver
About to
ici.
go back to Detroit, which
À la maison, Malik.
Ah, c'est pas trop tôt.
not looking good for Detroit right now. There's riots, stuff like that. It's crazy part in the story. This is really where the game starts to ramp up. But first, we're on our apartment building, and we're gonna take the trusty fire extinguisher once again over here.
At this point, it's a companion fire extinguisher as
definitely.
well.
Pretty much, yeah.
Flip through here real quick. And this is like just a small optimization that skips an Icarus landing. But you can get the fire extinguisher out of bounds. It clicked me back in bounds. That's fine.
Oh, no.
Come on.
Getting the items out of bounds is actually really tricky because when you pick an item up, you can see it becomes transparent, so you can see through it. And like during the first 1 or 2 frames, when that transparency happens, the object actually loses collision, and you have to do it in that very small window.
Yeah, this is just a small optimization, but I want to show it off because it's really funny.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, this should be good. It's just, you gotta really flick your mouse and be close enough, but not, okay. Here we go, drop this, and then, oh, I missed it. I'm reloading, I don't care. I'm reloading. Because it's so...
No one saw anything.
The commitment to the trick.
Here we go. Oh, I landed back in.
Oh, no.
But you got the gist of it. You just kind of ride the fire extinguisher down. And it skips a Icarus landing.
The fire extinguisher has separation anxiety.
Yeah, it's okay. But either way, we end up down here, and we can just leave from our apartment building.
Yeah. The apartment building 420.
Some movement. Now we're just gonna go through the city. As per usual, we're just going to the end of the level, and we find a box. Here he is. Let's go. Indestructible box, pretty much, so we can just throw it all around. Earlier, we had a cardboard box, and I had to be careful with it. But
ooh, upgrade.
Not this one. Here, I can do a cool bank shot. Boom.
Nice.
All right, and throw this over here. Hopefully, it doesn't hit the cop car because then they get mad. Okay, good.
Oh yeah, that would be just illegal. Yeah.
So do a little clipperino here. Not that far. It's another one where you have to stop right as you clip, or else you'll fall out of bounds like that.
So now we're essentially skipping once again a pretty big part, not of the story, but the side quests and stuff. Because we're trying to get back to the Seraph HQ, to our workplace, but we can't get there because it's barricaded. And so you're supposed to do quests and then return back to the apartment building. And Malik, our helicopter pilot, takes us to the landing zone, which is why once Iggy enters the building, it actually triggers the animation for the landing, because it doesn't make sense that we actually got through the main door.
Yeah, so we spawn on the helicopter pad. Alright, and now we gotta talk to the president once again. Now I'm going to switch difficulties to medium.
Ramping things up.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Not afraid.
No rules in
I'm getting
Human Revolution speedrun.
Finally, we revolt against the humans.
It's honestly been a little bit too long since I've learned this game to know exactly why we go to medium, but that's what we do, and it's important. So.
Doesn't it kill Malik faster?
It does actually. Yeah, it speeds up her cutscene. Now that you mentioned that. Yeah, it makes the dialogue go faster. Cool. But no, yeah, all we had to do there is talk to the president again.
Do you ever make up the dialogue just for fun?
Not really. I just kind of tune all the dialogue out. Whenever, anytime there's a long stretch of dialogue, I'm like, oh wait, maybe I can, do something else with my other hand, get some water or something. That's usually what I'm doing.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
All right, so now we're going to Hengsha.
Again.
So, again, yeah. But this time, Malik is not going to live to tell the tale. Unfortunately, I did. Press the wrong hotkey. Press F2, not F1. Cloak is F1. So I'm gonna cloak right as I get above this, so these guys don't really mess with me. And this is a pretty hard skip. You just kind of got to jump on this little thing as it closes, and we got it. So we'll walk on top of this button. And another elevator.
A lot of these. Have y'all ever counted the elevators?
I have not.
We should have started from the beginning. We
true.
have to run the game all over again.
The elevator percent.
Yeah, reset it.
S'ils vous repèrent, ils tireront à vue.
Alright.
Jensen.
Malik? Malik, ça va?
I think at this section of the game, we realized recently that the Italian dub of this game is absolutely terrible. Because Adam and Malik, they have nicknames for each other. It's Spy Boy and Fly Girl. And the translations in Italian absolutely don't work. And for some reason, they happen to be like euphemisms for things you should not describe. So that's the Italian dub for you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
fun facts. Interesting, yeah.
So now our system is kind of getting a little messed up. Just, the internet's down or something. Our neural link is acting up. So, but it's all is well. It's like stable enough. And we just kind of got to get through to our next destination. We can cloak past this guy because he wants to talk to us, but I just don't want to talk to him. I just don't, unfortunately.
Take a hint, guy. Jeez.
This section is actually really convenient, like the OG version that Iggy is running. Because in the director's cut, there is an unskippable just fetch quest here, the explosive pack DLC that is part of the director's cut, and it's just so annoying.
Right. After we go down 6 little things on that ladder, we can just drop it down. What would the word for that be? Like, I don't know. The word for like the ladder things. I don't know. But this kind of. Oh, I died.
Yeah, I don't know.
I cloaked too early.
Oh.
But yeah, this is.
Rip.
Yeah, it's all good though. I think there's an autosave right there. Yeah. Just gotta cloak a little bit further in. There we go. Now it should be good. Yeah. All right. All right, I gotta use my energy and cloak again, so I can run through here. That's a bathroom. A lot of the hallways in this game really do kind of blend together. It's kind of boring. But now we can talk to this guy and then grab the laser rifle. Gauss cannon, I think it's called. My inventory is full. What you mean?
Whoa, your character got kind of cooler. So, like, you're wearing like a cool coat.
Yeah.
Oh, it switches. When you're in a mission, you get rid of the coat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
I've seen some Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, classic.
Yeah. There
Inventory
we go.
management game.
So I picked up some ammo I didn't need to, so. Cool.
And by the way, the laser rifle is just very overpowered.
Yeah.
And the power that it has actually been, it's not considered a glitch because it shoots through every single wall. It damages like any NPC, no matter how many walls are between you and the NPC. And this is not considered a glitch because apparently in the initial release trailer for Human Revolution, it is shown like laser rifle shooting through walls. So it's considered a normal mechanic.
Oh, okay. They were trying to like hype it up a
Probably,
little bit.
yeah. It still feels like a glitch, but you know.
Here, there's like an electric box we can just jump over, and if we heal at the right time, we can live and get over it. 9 health. Let's go.
That's nice.
And we're just gonna stealth through the rest of this level, so there's like no chance of me. Come on, get through the
Comment vous
window.
avez eu cette fréquence?
Yeah, like he had like the spy goggles on for a bit.
Vous allez déposer ce paquet dans le bureau.
Oh, this one's 4, 5, 8, 9.
Et activez-le. Compris?
Et si je
Gonna
fais
use
ça
my
pour vous,
energy so I can cloak
en
here
quoi est-ce que ça va
again.
m'aider?
L'explosion distraira les gardes. Vous n'aurez plus qu'à sauter dans un
Cloak
conteneur.
that right
Mais
here.
vous n'aurez droit qu'à un essai. Quand vous aurez activé le paquet, vous n'aurez plus le choix. C'est compris?
C'est compris. Je l'active quand je serai prêt à partir.
295. And place this. And that's the end of that level. Now on the second to last level, which has some
Yeah.
Wow.
pretty goofy stuff. Let's see here.
C'est pas normal,
Zooming
Jackson.
through this
Je vous ai
run.
localisé. Et une seconde après,
Let's
j'ai
see
perdu votre
here.
signal GPL. Comme si vous aviez disparu dans un trou noir.
Ça doit être un
I can remember how to get
Oui,
past these
évidemment.
guys.
Trouvez l'émetteur et débranchez-le. Je
Because
pourrai vous
I
suivre.
was learning like a new
Je compte
clip
bien
for
ne
this,
pas vous
but
lâcher d'une semaine.
it's again like world record level stuff. So yeah, that's not. That's. I think I know what to do here. I'm good. We're good. But doing the stealth mission, like stealth parts, and like it's this game is so hard. Bro. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
I imagine the route is like
It's
super
really
optimized.
it's really optimized, really tight on like things you need to grab and stuff. Like
There's a lot happening at any given moment.
yeah. All right. But we are so good. We're gonna cloak
Yeah.
past this guy, past Metal Gear Mark II, pretty much. Oh wait, I gotta load the autosave. Sorry, I'm reloading a lot, but like, I trust me,
It's
this
okay. But at
I was a
this
low
point, I
health
think
here.
we're like, yeah, I think at this point we're like 15 minutes ahead of the director's cut. Because before
Yeah.
this mission, there's the DLC, The Missing Link, which is mandatory in the director's cut. It's included. And that's like a 10-minute section of a game, which already has like a lot of glitches on its own. But, you know, it's just plus 10 minutes.
Pretty much. All right, so here we're gonna do another kind of weird clip. I'm gonna walk off this edge and hit this corner, and you're gonna see some boxes spawn in, and that means I hit the trigger. Good. Now I'm going to be out of bounds. I hit the trigger that loaded in that hallway, right? So I'm gonna walk down here. All right, now turn around and walk towards this way until I stop moving. And I can tell I stopped moving because my sprint bar isn't going up. Now I'm going to take a couple steps back, look about like right here-ish, and just go for it. I think I got to move back a little bit more.
Yeah, it's such a cool out of bounds. Because you are just
Yeah.
blind completely the
No,
whole way.
yeah,
You're
you
trying
have
to
to-
find doors.
Completely. What I'm looking for now is a door out of bounds, and I think it might be in there. Somewhere around here. There it is. Let's go.
Oh, nice.
And you kind of get flashbanged a
All
little
right.
bit. Because that room is very bright.
I'd ask what's behind the
There it
door,
is.
but nothing.
There's nothing, yeah.
All right, so. All right, here we go. Gotta hit this button, and then we just kind of gotta wait for some dialogue type stuff to happen. Little cutscene.
This bit is actually faster when Malik doesn't survive, our pilot. Because if she survives, she does like some helping out and stuff. She flies over, she drops some bombs, and then talks to you. But if she's dead, she can't talk to you. So that's a cute little skip.
Tu veux dire que ça va rendre
Yeah, a
fou
lot
les
of things you
gens
do earlier in the run affect what happens later on. One of those games.
Bonne chance, Adam.
And I gotta hit this, and wait for the countdown, and then we're on to the last level. Which has another clip that is particularly weird.
Oh, yes.
But we are so in there, we're good.
So, does this mean that there are multiple endings for this game?
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
It's been like 10 years for me. 'Cause I don't even remember. They aren't like drastic. You know?
Okay, no worries. It's
Yeah.
like subtle changes,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Unfortunately, yeah, because they ran out of time, and so essentially, once you get to the end, you get a choice of 3 buttons, and you can press one of them, and then you get a different cutscene, and that's the ending, which is a little lame, but you know, it qualifies.
Non,
Yeah.
aucune.
Well,
La
thanks
station
for
est coupée du
answering.
monde depuis le discours de Darrow. J'ignore s'il y a des survivants. Mais le signal est toujours émis.
Et personne ne sera en
I think it's also a reference to the original game, the Deus Ex from 2000, because you also have 3 endings in there. They also roughly align with these endings to this game, and you also activate them by pressing the corresponding button. But in the original game, you actually have to do a quest to unlock the button.
And so now we're coming up on one of the last clips in the game, which is also... This door is a little too big for us to get through it with just a box throw. So we're going to do some more ninjutsu Naruto Typhoon.
Mais le verrouillage de la station a activé toutes les portes coupe-feu.
Real quick. First, we got to get like positioned into the door. We got to get as far into the door as we can with the box. And this should be good. The bouncing, that was good, but I got pushed out.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, that should be good. I'm gonna quick save. And then Typhoon. That should be good. Okay.
Let's see.
That should be good. Yep.
Is it good? Oh, nice. Okay. That is a difficult skip.
Whoa, that was cool.
Oh, this hallway especially is so, like, I forget where I'm going all the time.
You actually nailed the most difficult bits of the game. That's crazy.
Yeah. Ooh, gotta whip my revolver. I just cause my hotbar isn't up. Like, I don't know why. Just gotta check my hotkeys. But we're so good. I'm just kind of running through here now. Kind of got another.
I wonder if it's a medium difficulty thing because you changed it, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I just like hit it in the gameplay options by accident, but I don't know. It kind of looks nice. That hotbar is a little big and ugly. I think.
Yeah.
So here, this is like the last real clip in the game. We're gonna shoot that barrel, get these guys out of the way. We're gonna throw a gas grenade, wait for it to go off. Okay, and we're gonna take a box.
This is called the Star Wars bridge, by the way.
Alright.
Dare I ask why?
I think it looks like something from one of the movies. I actually tried. I don't remember which one it is. Isn't it like Empire Strikes Back? I don't know.
Somebody out there knows.
Yeah, somebody once told me, and
Alright,
you know.
so here I'm gonna throw an EMP grenade. This is just, I could just go down with the, Icarus landing, but if you do it with the EMP, it skips the cut, like, the animation. So I'm just gonna fall down here. Only we had a Star Wars expert in chat. True. But now, you just kind of maneuver out of bounds.
If only.
Just kind of maneuver out of bounds there and run forward to the last door in the game, and this is the last boss. And we just kind of got to click on him a little bit. And that's it. Time's coming up.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Alright.
Bonjour, Adam.
So after I hit this button, time.
Si vous faites ça,
After I hit
l'humanité qui
yes on this
gérera les
dialogue, it'll be
Darrow
time.
convaincra peut-être l'humanité de bannir toute science et technologie, afin d'assurer que la prochaine génération.
Oh yeah, there they are, the 3 terminals here.
Yeah, next to each other. Very convenient.
And time. I golded that spray.
Oh, nice.
Yo,
GG's.
let's go. GG.
Yeah, that was very smooth. I'm not surprised it's gold.
Wow. Yeah, good job, Ignatius.
Thank you.
Damn.
It's
So,
been a while since I played this.
How are you feeling?
It's been a while since I played this game, but I really do appreciate the opportunity to show it off. It's one of my favorite games ever. It's my favorite game in the series. Thanks to everybody. I see so many friends in the chat. Thanks everybody for watching. Shout out Us Boys, shout out Onions, shout out everybody, shout out Speed Fam, shout out Medj community, shout out everybody, you know? Anything you want to say, Vahis?
Absolutely.
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, the game is cool. All the Deus Ex games are really cool as casual games and speed games, so, you know, it's always nice to see them being ran.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you both so very much for being here. I'm curious, Egg, do you have more like speedrun plans on the horizon? Are you going to be grinding this out, or you got something new planned?
I've been cooking a little bit. As of late, I've been on Fallout New Vegas, Any Percent, and Max Quest. Which Max Quest I'll get to eventually. It's like 2.5 hours long if you're not good. So like, you know what I mean? But
oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's a lot.
I don't know. I'm really on a Bethesda kick. I'm thinking like Oblivion, something like that. You know?
Oh, nice, yeah.
And Mirror's Edge again
Nice,
one
yeah.
day. So
Very cool. Well, thank you both so very much for being here. I will say to those of you watching, if you had a good time with us here for Human Revolution, make sure you follow Ignatius here on Twitch, as well as Vahis here on Twitch as well. And those links are pinned. Thank you, Richard. But that is going to be a wrap on tonight's episode of Time Capsule. I've been your host, Smooth Operative. Thank you all so much for watching. I had a great time. So if you are interested in submitting your own speedrun for this show, you can always use the command !time capsule right here in our Twitch chat, or you can come find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/smoothoperative, and we can talk about it. For more hotfix, be sure to check out the VODs on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And if you're watching this on YouTube from the future and you had a good time, make sure to press the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you just missed out on our hotfix shows tonight with RNG and Time Capsule, stay tuned after the break because we will replay both shows right here on twitch.tv/gamesdonequick. Have a beautiful day or night wherever you are in the world, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.